Hello. In this video, I would like to share how to use a psychological method called focusing to explore the positive personal meaning of non-dual experiencing related to a spiritual path such as Advaita, the Headless Way, or the Buddhist emptiness teachings. I see this exploration as part of what we might call personalizing the non-dual practice with the aim to allow the person and the path to come into greater alignment. Another part, which I have covered in a previous video, is exploring what might be standing in the way of the non-dual path. In the focusing method, we ask our body, but in a very alternative sense of the body. For instance, we mean the body that can sense the kind of holistic meanings of situations. People may have different ideas of the source we are connecting to in this way, but in practice, it has turned out to be effective to pay attention to bodily felt, so-called felt senses. A felt sense is something like a holistic creative solution or answer in a seed form. So like a seed of a plant, it needs favorable interactions in order to develop. For example, felt sense develops better when approached with a friendly attitude or with the expectation that it can develop. I learned the general approach of focusing on something positive from the deceased Bebe Simon, who also has a video on this. She calls it love exercise because it is about exploring why you love something, and the exercise typically reveals a deeper reason than one had assumed before. The main thing I have changed is adapting this procedure to the topic of non-duality. So we are going to ask why we actually love non-duality, if that is the case. The following guided focusing exercise related to that consists of 7 steps. Feel free to join in, but I would also like to add that it's a bit experimental and therefore at your own risk. Positive focusing in general is usually very safe. It is an exercise often practiced with complete beginners. However, especially in that context, it is recommended not to apply it to persons or pets one loves, as the relationships to those are often a bit complex and ambivalent. This could also apply to non-duality, meaning that even though we are asking for the positive, there might also come up, for instance, felt objections to non-duality. This is not a problem if you are familiar with focusing, as you can, for example, explore the objection. You can, for instance, ask the body what the body or the felt objection wants for you, meaning what good it wants for you. If you are rather new to focusing, I would suggest simply stopping the exercise when anything feels uncomfortable and perhaps going back to an earlier step when it still felt good. In any case, the process should feel good throughout. So here are the instructions. Step 1. Find a good place and make yourself comfortable. Take a posture that allows you to be in a state where you are neither agitated nor drowsy, but rather in the middle between those extremes. That means relaxed and open. Sitting is probably best. You may want to close your eyes, especially while you are feeling, or keep them half closed or directed at a non-distracting object like the floor or a wall. In this first step, you might take a full minute to settle into the given situation now and just notice how you feel right now without trying to change it. Press pause to have that amount of time and press play if you want to move to the next step. Step 2. Remind yourself of the topic of this investigation, which is the non-dual mode of experiencing, the way you know it from first-hand experience, or if that does not apply, maybe the way you imagine having it might be like. You might try to be in that mode now by reflecting on related insights, for instance related to Advaita. I know everything that is given by being it. Press pause and take as much time as you need. Step 3. As the next step, you might ask inside, when I am in that non-dual mode as fully as possible, what feeling arises in the body? Let me first explain it a bit more, and then I'll repeat the question and you can try it. You will ask the body, and then you will need to wait maybe another full minute or so, because a reply usually needs time to form. During that time, we attend especially to the belly, breast, and throat area of the body. Feelings that arise might first fluctuate, or the feeling might first seem only random, but after a while it might, so to speak, gel and become rather stable, and it may increasingly feel as somehow pointing into a direction or to a meaning that is usually hard to express right away. Sometimes a first answer doesn't come as a bodily feeling, but there might be an image popping up instead or additionally. Or an idea may pop up, for instance a word or a sentence. That's fine too. So now you might try the above by asking inside, when I am as much as possible in the non-dual mode, what feeling comes in the body, or what else comes? Take your time by pressing the pause button. Step 4. The next question is, when you got a feeling in the body, what adjective or comparison might describe it? For instance, wide or bright, or a rotating heat, or like sitting on a cloud. The word or comparison might be very unusual. Try to find a specific word or expression that fits well and take your time for it. Step 5. Now we might check the adjective or comparison or the images or ideas that have come with the body. We want to ensure that they come from the body and not from the biased or only guessing mind. It might also be the case that they did come from the body before, but in the meantime have become outdated and need an update from the body. So we might ask, dear body, is that adjective or comparison right? Or with images or ideas that came, dear body, Do you mean this image or this idea as an answer? And then we have to wait again a minute or so for the reply to that. It may be a sense of confirmation, or a correction of what we had before, or a further answer. Hit pause again. Step 6. Now we might additionally ask, by using, for instance, the adjective word or another answer that arose and touched us, if that was the case, dear body, what about the non-dual mode or about non-duality lets me have this so-and-so feeling, and for so-and-so fill in your adjective. Or this feeling like X, and for X fill in your comparison word. Or what about non-duality lets me have this idea or image that arose. And then wait again for an answer and press pause. Step 7. Finally, take a moment to reflect on the whole process. Has there been anything new or interesting that came up? Or has something deepened for you? You might also thank your body or the creative source for the reaction that came, and consider turning to it again in the future. You might also check whether something about your non-dual mode of experiencing has changed. Is it now different, maybe more in alignment with the personal level? Okay, so now at the end of this video, I would like to thank you for watching it. And if you joined the exploration, feel free to share your experiences in the comments.